Mama, minggu depan Najat ada perkemahan pandu putri dengan kawan-kawan. Nak kena bawa makanan lah.
Yelah, Adam pun berkelah dekat air terjun dengan kawan-kawan.
Ayah pun nak keluar negara hujung bulan ni.
Jangan bimbang. Brahim's kan ada.
Brahim?
Kalau Mama sibuk,
Kami pun boleh masak bila-bila masa je.
Kan senang. Brahim's kan ada.
Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Muhammad ZULKIPLI. We from class MBSA 8C would like to present to you our project group assignment Brahim Holding Berhad's companies review and strategic plans. Before we jump to the main, let me introduce everyone with my group members. First is AZIZ PUTERA, next is JASMALINA, followed by Muhammad HAZELAN and SHAZLYANA, and lastly my name is HALIMAHTUNSAADIah binti Meor Sharzaman. Introduction of company. Brahim is one the investor holding that provide several service and product. Their service is in-flight catering service, restaurant, airport-centric F&B service, warehousing and logistics service, and their favorite Malaysia product is meal ready to eat. Brahim was established in 1986 by its managing director Datuk Sri Haji Ibrahim bin Haji Ahmad, a former university lecturer and specialist in food and agriculture, consultancy and research. And the product is manufactured by the renowned food industry Sdn Berhad that was recognized internationally in its early years as a provider of military to regional militaries and the United Nations Peacekeeping Force. The products of Ibrahim are known in Asian market, especially in Malaysia and Japan, due to incomparable quality and expertise in field of the convenient food. The mission of Ibrahim Group is to achieve earning level sufficient to ensure sustainability and to reward stakeholders with steady earning growth and dividend. To achieve this, the group will diversify revenue and channels, emphasize on R&D, consistently improve process and educations, and provide a conducive working environment in addition to developing viable CSR program. And for the vision to be an integrated high-performance halal food group with a brand globally recognized for its halal quality and food safety from farm to fork. Organizational culture of Ibrahim consists by two, which is first is value that committed to maintain the highest standards so that the employees and the general public that come in touch with them through visit, audit, or meeting face the least amount of health and safety concerns possible. And second is belief. It's a key principle such as commitment, respect, integrity, sustainability, and performance grips. These ideals have always been a part of their foundation and act as a guide to help them achieve their goal. The goal and objective of Brahim Holdings Berhad is to achieve maximum qualities in products and service by leveraging every employee's passion and commitment to achieving customer satisfaction, and to identify and create opportunity by rebuilding and realigning their core businesses and capabilities to meet the changing needs of economic landscapes to stay relevant. This is the logo Brahim Holding Berhad that show this energy is emphasized in the use of the group's strong corporate. For the maroon is symbolizing energy and strength for the company, whereas the rich yellow reflecting optimism and heritage of the product or service. This is the board of director of Brahim Holding Berhad. First is Datuk Sri Ibrahim bin Haji Ahmad, is executive chairman of Brahim Holding Berhad. Second, Encik Ahmad Fahimi bin Ibrahim is alternate director of Brahim Holding Berhad. Third is Encik Muhammad Zamri bin Muhammad Hashim is independent non-executive director. Fourth is Professor Dr. Jinab binti Selamat is non-independent non-executive director. Fifth, Yi Yit Yang non-independent and non-executive director. And lastly, Major Dato Ismail bin Ahmad is independent non-executive director. This is the latest achievement that Brahim Holding Berhad awarded is Asian 50 Commemorative Dinner and Achievement Award in 2017 and Global Islamic Finance Award and the Halal Excellence Award in 2018.
Assalamualaikum, I'm SHAZLYANA binti SOBRI and I will present about SWOT analysis. First is strength. Brahim currently serves 36 international airlines, 100% halal certified flight kitchen with a fully halal compliant integrated food logistics supply chain, the world's biggest halal flight kitchen. Business growth was due to the increase in number of meals, and unique flavors are produced by combining contemporary manufacturing with traditional methods. Second is weaknesses. The results of 2020 of the group had significantly worsened as compared to financial year 2019. The group now only carried a marginal goodwill of 84,000 in relation to the other businesses than the airline catering, currently only carries a minimal capital, and share price dropped by approximately 32.3%. Opportunities. Seek out potential prospects driven by the core competency and strength in both catering and food services. Business growth was due to the increase in number of meal signature. Focus on new business. Focus Dynamics has developed digital technologies and to partner hospitals and food delivery companies. Threats. To be revived and reinvest, taking the opportunities to the current Movement Control Order (MCO), unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic, rising cost implementation, SSD and competition, triggered a prescribed criteria in Bursa when Brahim's had insufficient equity assets of the group, which is less than 40 million, less than 25% of its issued paid up, capital shortfall and a large reduction in overall assets, and last, difficulty in funding new sources of finance. Now, we go to strategy formulation framework for Brahim's group. Now, we go to the internal factor evaluation, also refers as IFE. As we can see in the table, the overall rating for internal factor evaluation is equivalent to 2.75, which is slightly above the average score. Thus, it is believed that the rating for internal factor evaluation refers to how effectively company current strategy respond to the strengths and weaknesses. Now we proceed to external factor evaluation for Brahim's group. As we can see in the table, the overall rating for the external factor evaluation or EFE is equivalent to 2.63, which is also slightly above the average score 2.5. The rating in external metric refers to how effectively the company's current strategy respond to the opportunities and threats. Next is competitive profile metric CPM. The metric is a tool to analyze a rival for Brahim Group in this business. There are few critical success factors consists of advertising, product quality, brand reputation, price competitiveness, financial position, market share, global expansion, and customer retention. And as we can see, according to the table, Adabi is a close rival to Brahim's, which is scores 3.10 compared to Brahim only 2.85.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is JASMALINA binti JOHARI and I will explain about company strategic plan, which is strategy formulation stage 2. As you can see, this is the IFE total weight score diagram. EFE and IFE received approximately weight scores of 2.76 and 2.63 including both. As a result, the IE matrix should be held and maintained at V. Brahim's position backward, forward, and horizontal integration and market penetration initiatives should be pursued by the Brahim's holding Berhad. Next, let's move to Boston Consulting Group, which is BCG metrics for Brahim's brand. As you can see, the stars for this brand is their in-flight catering services, and the question marks for this brand is their warehousing and logistics service. While the cash cow for this Brahim's brand is their food itself, and the dog for Brahim's brand would be Brahim's Japan Food and also Brahim's Services Restaurant Airport Centric, which is their F&B services. For the star, Brahim's need to give more attention to their products such as in-flight catering that they have provided. This is because many food suppliers compete to have a strong cater. This is due to the fact that many food manufacturers would like to have their own food service. For the cash cow of this brand is Brahim's food itself, such as a meal ready-to-eat dishes or rice and cooking sauces they have manufactured are known as Malaysian favorites. This product could also easily found in markets such as Giant, Aeon, or even other mini markets that they include. Move to the question mark for this brand is their warehousing and logistics services that contributed to group business growth. It is the premium Malaysian logistics services provider with a complete range of products at a reasonable price. But this business is not very well known among all the small circle markets, but however, they managed to contribute profit to Brahim's group. Last but not least, the dog for this brand is the Restaurant Services Airport Centric, which is their F&B. There are not too many customers who will go to this restaurant due to the venue and the target market is not publicly open. The restaurant is focused on servicing the airport crew that work near the airport. Although there are several choices of restaurant in the airport that consume some competitive factors to Brahim's group. For instance, they need to come up with several ideas to recreate the restaurant outside designated places. As a conclusion for BCG metrics, we will focus on the star because these days in-flight service went down due to no operation of flight and aviation is less. If this service and products do not give a fresh strategy, the possibility of this service and product will move to the dogs. Since the stars have 4 strategies, we have chosen 2, which is backward, forward, and horizontal integration. So the company owns and controls business activities and market penetration because it can help Brahim's group to develop a range of food services to their loyal customers.
And for the chapter 3, our company strategy plan, we will show the strategy formulation in stage 2, the space matrix, the IE matrix, BCG matrix, and also the strategy formulation for stage 3, which is QSPM, and the conclusion. Okay, now we move to our strategy formulation, which is quantitative strategy planning matrix is QSPM, and Brahim actually comprise 3 main strategies for the QPSM. So it's backward, forward, and horizontal integration, market penetration, and product development. So product development has the highest total of average score, which is 5.98, followed by the backward, forward, and horizontal integration, which is 5.77, and market penetration is 4.66. Has the least total average score. As a result, we can conclude that product development is the best strategy for Brahim to use in order to expand their product and target a larger market, and also focus on attracting more single customer and increase their net profit. And the conclusion is, depending on the BGC matrix, we can split it into 4 categories, which is star, cash cow, question mark, and dog. As Star Brahim does provide in-flight catering, this means that all the product or service has rising strong competitive position in a rising business world. And as cash cow, our Brahim products are meal to ready to eat and cooking sauce with a variation flavors. As a question mark, the service provide warehousing and logistics that have a low relative market share in a high growth industry. As a dog, Brahim Japanese food and restaurant food service airport has low relative market share in a slow or no growth industry for the group. Referring to the BGC matrix, Brahim actually undertakes to use stars for strategy in quantitative strategic planning measurement, which is backward, forward and horizontal integration and market penetration. And the total weight score of EFE and IFE was 2.76 and 2.63 respectively, based on the IE matrix. As a result, the IE matrix must be held and maintained at V position. Backward, forward and horizontal integration and product development initiative should be pursued by Brahim Holding Berhad. And as QSPM, Brahim used three main strategies that are backward, forward and horizontal integration, market penetration and product development. And product development has the highest total average score, which is 5.98, followed by the backward, forward and horizontal integration 5.77, and market penetration 4.66 as the least total average score. That we can conclude that the product development is the key approach for Brahim to enforce in effort to expand their product, target a larger market and focus on potential customer, and also increase net profit. And for this chapter 4, our strategy implementation, we show the first strategy, the second strategy, and the third strategy, and also the conclusion. Okay, now we move to our strategy implementation, which is we use a strategy of backward, forward, and horizontal integration. And to correspond to the current condition and to improvise Brahim new ways of business, Brahim catering service should follow backward, forward, and horizontal integration by creating their own delivery service as well. The one of the non-airline in Malaysia did to recover from the pandemic loss, which is Asia Food, and many have been exposed with this new business strategy, and the public acceptance is also convincing. In this new era of technology, it also make people life easier by ordering the food through the delivery platform. It is more convenient and approachable, and a unified digital platform to manage people everyday business need. Brahim Catering should implement vertical integration, which is backward integration, where the company acquires or start another new company that supplies the product or service that are required to fulfill their manufacturing process and gains control over the raw materials. This integrated method will result in many benefits to the company, such as cost saving, increased revenues, and improved efficiency in the production process. This is a technique to obtain a competitive advantage and increase barriers to entry. And for our second strategy, market penetration. Once Brahim have entered the new selling environment by introducing their own delivery service, they must start with a question on what is a common characteristic of powerful brands. They should increase market share and continue to seize opportunity by realizing business success requires a continual growth strategy. Promoting product online is not an exception, because people nowadays are too busy to drop by a store to buy things. They have opted for online shopping and delivered it to their front door. By publishing their product online, by creating an app also can increase promotional activities and through this platform it will increase a product appearance and targeting the most profitable customers, and the market share of the product would increase. In addition to that, the company can also expand the delivery service by collaborating with other food supplier merchant to create a bigger platform for the consumers. And our third strategy is product development. Our product development strategy, we develop a new product called Rendang Indonesia with rice. This product was developed to solve problems which are hard to prepare dishes for some situation, especially for travelers, and might also preparation for natural disaster, as what has already happened in these past few months, which our country is facing natural disaster like flood. This product is actually the ideal solution for self-eating, portable and affordable meals that you will want to eat even when you are not traveling. For example, every house should prepare this kind of ready-to-eat food to make sure once we are being stuck in some places and running out of food supply, this kind of method will help a lot to survive in that kind of situation, because this food can be reheated using our heating technology, which is a non-toxic method of doing so. The food is kept in its own sealed packaging and never comes into contact with the liquids poured into the bag. That implies that any liquid you have on hand can aid in the preparation of your meal. That is why we came up with an idea to develop a meal which has to be specific. We improvise the meal that already exists in Brahim company, but we make it complete with rice in the packaging, which will be easier for consumers to prepare the food during an emergency. This development strategy focus on travelers, students who study abroad, and also for emergency preparation food. This might be helpful for those targeted audience, since it will save their time and could be stored up until 24 months before the sales open. And last but not least, our last chapter for chapter 5 is about conclusion and recommendation. So in this conclusion and recommendation, we will show the expectation of the new strategies that we use, and also the conclusion. The implementation of the 3 strategies. So there are several key factors shown in IFE and EFE metrics that lead to increase because of the implementation of the 3 strategy used. Okay, we use the strategy of backward, forward and horizontal integration because the strategy is to recover from the pandemic loss due to COVID-19. To have their own delivery services to deliver their essential meals direct to the consumer without having a flight off, really giving the benefits. By doing this, the digital platform is really helps for consumer to reach their products. It seems like this strategy is to get accepted by the consumer and really convince the consumer to use the platform to get the meals without needing to be an aeroplane anymore. So for the market penetration strategy, and for the strength, business was growth in a major strength with a rating S4. This is due to the increasing number of meal signages that are produced to have more choice of meals to be selected by consumers. This also shows that having 100% halal certification makes the company as the biggest halal flight kitchen in the world. In the meantime, for the witness, share price has dropped by approximately 32.3% and only carries a minimal capital in 2020 compared to 2019. And for the opportunities, the focus is on the new business and to reach the global market industries by having a new cuisine. They also will increase the business profit. And the strategy is to partner with hospitals and food delivery companies, give the opportunities that to make the business strong and increase the market share. And for the threats, the rising cost of raw food materials, the implementation of SST by the government, and the competition with other suppliers cause the company to be more aware. And for product development strategy, rendang Indonesia with rice has received a good feedback from consumers. Meals ready to eat product is featuring favorite meals that capture the exotic flavors of Malaysia. Consumer also can enjoy a delicious, wholesome Asian meals in just minutes, which can reduce the meal preparation times by up to 90%. It also shows that with this new product development, consumer also can enjoy the tasty meal with easy preparation anytime and anywhere. And for the conclusion, it is known that the market penetration strategy is important to any business in order to focus the current products and current markets to increase their market share. So the market penetration requires strong education in pricing, promoting and distribution in order to grow the market share. So Brahim's is practically doing the market penetration strategy to make their products well known all over the world. And the new product range and development is to make them always care for consumers needed and also forward to the technologies. The easier the product is close to the consumers, the more of the product will be accepted by the consumers. And also at Brahim, they also constantly seek new ways of enhancing the quality of the product by developing innovative idea and concept through continuous R&D and introducing new products and service through strategic partnership with world leaders in the field. Thank you.